Hello again, my name is Monica Pitts. I'm the owner of May Create Design and your hostess for this year-end fundraising training. Now, if there is one thing that I definitely learned, I hate to say it, but the hard way about year-end fundraising, it was that emails are something that had to be part of the mix. Now, I learned this through marketing. Como Gives, which is Columbia, that's the town I live in, our local month-long year-end giving campaign that supports 138 local nonprofits. And my company, May Create, works with the Central Missouri Community Foundation as the marketing arm to promote Como Gives. There were years where we were like, we're going to do so much social media, or we're going to do Google ads. And once we watched how those types of visitors behaved on the website, it quickly became apparent every year that we needed to focus more on email marketing. And it's not just Como Gives that needs to focus on email marketing. It's all of our 138 participating nonprofits, because those emails are the easiest way for them to make donations. So let's go through in this video email marketing how-tos for fundraising. The first thing I'm going to tell you to do is send more emails because right now we only send 3 emails on behalf of the Como Gives campaign. And I only send 3 emails because I don't know the donors. I don't know them personally. They're not donating to support Como Gives or May Create Design or the Central Missouri Community Foundation. They're donating to support the participating nonprofits. Those nonprofits are the entities that have the relationships with the donors. I feel like it would be most beneficial for my nonprofits, like yourselves, to be sending those emails, not me, not this big conglomerate campaign, right? They don't know the campaign. They know the nonprofits. They know you. So to encourage them to send more emails this year, I'm making it super easy. I'm filling in all the blanks, right? So the first thing that I'm going to show you is an email schedule, a sample email schedule for your year-end giving ask. Now, the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to send a save the date email. I want you to send it a few weeks before you start asking for donations. Really, I want you to send it a few weeks before Giving Tuesday. And if you watch our recorded video from Kathleen Murphy from Giving Tuesday, she's going to give you email campaign tips specific to Giving Tuesday and leading up to it. So she's going to tell you to send even more emails than this. I'm telling you, she's like an awesome backup dancer over here that's totally on board with asking for donations via email. So you're going to send a save the date email 2 to 3 weeks before Giving Tuesday. You're going to send a reminder email on November 30th. Hey, Giving Tuesday's tomorrow. You're going to send an email on December 1st, which is Giving Tuesday, in the morning. People are more likely to make donations in the morning than they are any other time of day. You're also going to remind them again with an update of how it's going on Giving Tuesday further along in the day, maybe in the afternoon or in the evening. Then on December 2nd, I want you to send them a thank you email. You're going to say, thank you so much to all the people who donated. Here's how much we raised, and here's what we're going to use it for. And if you haven't donated yet, you can still donate. Okay, because just because Giving Tuesday is over, that doesn't mean that the year-end giving season has closed. Then you're going to send them another update email on December 15th. You're going to say, hey, how's it going? We've raised this much money this month. Thank you so much, everybody. Ask them again for a donation. Remind them of what you're doing that's so amazing with their contributions. On December 22nd, you're going to send them an email. That's the Give Before You Go email. Now, this is the email where you talk about the fact that they're leaving the office to go spend time with their family over the holidays, and you don't want them to forget to give to you this month. So check this one thing off your to-do list, give before you go. You're going to send them another email. It's the don't forget email. It's on December 30th. That is the second to last day of the year. Don't forget, tomorrow is the last day of the giving season. You're going to send them a last chance to give email on December 31st. You're going to send it in the morning once again, and then you'll send them another final hours email on December 31st in the evening. Now, the days that we bring in the most money in our year-end giving campaign are Giving Tuesday, December 30th, and December 31st. Giving Tuesday is the second highest day. December 30th is the third highest day, and the most donations of our campaign come in on the last day of the year, and it's because it creates that urgency. And that's why you're going to use that urgency and send one more email about it in the evening. I mean, heck, if you want to send them 5, I think that's fine. Just make them fun, right? And then you're going to send a follow-up and a thank you email on January 1st or 2nd, telling them how amazing they are, how much their support means to you, and how much they are like making a difference with these contributions. Now, I just told you about a lot of emails, didn't I? And you're probably like, "Whoa, Monica." Well, first off, I am giving you templates so you can get started with these emails. But at the very, very least, send a save the date email, 2 Giving Tuesday emails, a thank you email on December 2nd, a last chance to give, final hours, so 2 emails on New Year's Eve, almost forgot what day that was, and then a follow-up or thank you email on the 1st or 2nd of January. That I feel like is the very least of the number of emails that you should be sending throughout the month of December and leading up to it. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're about ready to stop listening to me, aren't you? Because you're thinking that there is no way that you are going to send that many emails to people because you don't want to bother them. I know you're thinking this because this is what I hear from my clients when I tell them how many emails they need to be sending to get people to do what they want them to do. That's what I hear. And I'm here to tell you that you can stop that attitude right now. Set it aside. It is not serving you. The only way you're going to bother people is if you send them crappy emails about an unworthy cause. Is your cause unworthy? Is your mission not worthy of their support? Do you believe in what you're doing? Because if you do, then you need to send them these emails and ask them for donations. I know you have a worthy cause and I know that they want to contribute to it. We just have to ask them to do it. So we're going to send them emails and we're going to do it. And you can use the email templates. You can watch this video. You can watch the video from Kathleen. You're not going to send crappy emails. You're going to send great emails. And people want to support you because you are great. Okay? Enough with the attitude. It's not serving us. You want to send emails. Here's why. Even though you want to stay in your comfort zone and post about all this on social media, you will get far better results from sending even just a few emails. Now, Como Gives gets lots of traffic from social media. Like 39.7% of our traffic comes from social media to that website. But it only brings in 11.18% of the donations. And the conversion rate on social media traffic is the lowest of all the traffic that comes to the website. It's only 5.38%. That means if someone comes to the Como Gives website from social media, they only have a 5.38% chance of making a donation. So email, however, it converts at 16.36%. Do you want 3 cupcakes or do you want 1 cupcake? Right? We want 3 cupcakes because we love cupcakes. Okay, so social media is amazing and it's going to help you build awareness, but those emails are the things that are going to convert. And you can see that our year-end giving campaign, it does not bring in nearly as many donations via email as it does via social media, but it's because there isn't as much traffic coming into the website via email. We need to send more emails, right? I started with that. All right, so let's look at a few more statistics from the 2019 Como Gives email stats. I just want you to get an idea of what you might be able to expect from your email efforts. Let's make this slide big so that way you can really see it. So 3.5% of the total website visits come from email. That's 1,436 visits from emails. The conversion rate on them is over 16%. The average donation is $273.22. Now, the average donation in 2019 for all types of mediums was $115. So not only is email my highest converting traffic, it also made the biggest donations. You see what I'm putting together here for you? It's a winning combination. Okay, but it only made up 7% of the donations last year for a total of $64,206. Email works. All right, so what makes a successful email? We need to make sure that we're making these emails the right way because we need awesome people to click on our emails and go and make those donations. So the first thing that an awesome email has to have is it has to actually arrive in somebody's inbox. So you have to send it, right? But then you also have to have an accurate email, which is one of the reasons that we want to start sending emails earlier. We want to establish, as Kathleen says with Giving Tuesday, she says you want to establish an email cadence, that people are used to receiving emails from you and that they know what you put in the emails is valuable. So that way they actually receive it. So it has to arrive in the inbox. Now, if you send this first email 3 weeks or a month out from the beginning of Giving Tuesday, and you get a whole bunch of bounce backs, then that means that a lot of your email addresses are not working. They're not accurate anymore. So you're going to have to do some reconnaissance to repair your email list. You might have to call people. You might have to ask people. You might have to, dig around on LinkedIn or something. And that's okay. But it's better to know that ahead of time than to put all your eggs in the email basket and then realize that 50% of your emails don't work. Okay, so there is a roadblock though. One of the things that can stop your emails from arriving in an inbox is an auto sorting inbox. Now, I use it. I use auto sorting. I use Gmail. And so I have tabs in my email. I have a primary, social, promotions, updates, and forums tab in my email. And a lot of people do. So we can avoid this auto sorting and spam filters by being normal, first off, and sending normal correspondence with people, and also by following these next steps, 2 through 5. Now, the second thing we have to do is we have to make sure the reason for the email is clear and it's relevant. So people have to open the email to read it. That's the first thing that we have to make clear and relevant is the subject line. And so you have to establish a need to open the email. So we're going to create a reason for them to open it. And I'm going to give you some examples of these subject lines in the templates. You don't have to copy and paste them. Just think of things that might make people open the email. What makes you want to open the email? Ask someone else. If you got this subject line in your email, would you open it? That's a great test. So reason for the email is clear and relevant, not just in the subject line, but when they open it as well. What is this email about? Number 3, is that someone you know sent it. Are you more likely to answer the phone from an unknown number that someone just called you from, or are you more likely to answer the phone if it's from somebody that you know, right? And it's the same thing with email. Now, Google weighs several factors to judge whether emails deserve replies or what tab they go into, including the frequency of previous interactions between a sender and a recipient. So when you are sending emails and getting responses from emails from someone a lot, then that email is more likely to show up in your inbox and in their inbox. And even when applicable, Google will remind people that they haven't replied yet and prompts them to consider replying to an email if you sent it to them and they know that they regularly correspond with you. So at MayCreate, whenever we really need our clients to open an email and read it, we send it from the person that they receive emails from the most. We don't send it from info. We send it from Monica or Race or Erica or Stacy, because they're the people that they're most likely talking to in our organization. And you have those people in your organization too. So put a little bit of extra effort into making sure that you beef up who is sending that email. And you can send them in different groups too. If you have 4 or 5 different board members who they're most likely to open the email from, then give them each a set of emails that they're going to send. You can give them the templates. Just make sure that they're prepared to do the work, right? Okay, so number 4 is that the email is going to greet you by name. So if you can include a recipient's first name in the emailed content, it increases the likelihood of the content landing in the primary tab too. Just think about the emails that you get that are just like, hey friend versus, hey Monica. It makes a big difference. And I also have found that if I include someone's first name in the subject line of the email, they're far more likely to open it. So here's an example of an email that I gave to my Como Gives participants last year for them to use potentially when they are formulating their own emails. So dear first name, I'd like to take this opportunity to reach out to you and thank you personally for your donation amount, contribution to the organization name, fundraising push on Como Gives last year. Your donation, along with others, helped fund describe the activity, which benefits, describe the beneficiaries. This year, the Como Gives campaign funds will describe the activity. And then, would you be willing to contribute to make this happen? And link over to the donate page. If not, I totally understand. It doesn't diminish our thanks for your 2018 generosity. Thank you, your name. Okay, so you can sub out these areas with the brackets around them for your information and kind of, negotiate the words around it to make sure that it all makes sense. But what we're doing here is we're thanking them, we're making it relevant to them by putting in the actual donation amount that they made last year and describing a very clear ask and a very clear outcome for them being involved with this activity. Now, I describe further how to really formulate that ask in another video, which is the campaign strategies for small nonprofits video. So go check that out. You can use the 1, 2, 3 method and make your emails really surround that. And the email templates that I'm providing for you will also utilize that same methodology. All right, so on to number 5. It's pretty and it's free of errors because you're going to look smarter and they will respect you more if you do not have spelling and grammar errors in your emails. So the thing is too, though, that you want it to be pretty a lot of the times, but you don't want to go over the top with formatting this email. A basic email is more likely to land in somebody's primary inbox. So you can try to pull out those purely promotional characteristics and actually communicate with people. Like talk to them like they're a real person. When I write emails, I pretend like I'm writing them to a person, not just some random group of people, right? So you want to keep the content short so that way you can increase engagement. Be aware that too many links and images make emails seem not as uniquely targeted to the recipient. Try sending emails with just one link. And I also read a test that somebody did where they took a simple email, like an unstyled one that you can use through like MailChimp, and they added all kinds of stuff to it. And it ended up in the primary inbox most of the time until they added price, and then it ended up in promotions. So last but not least, whenever you're formatting your emails, make sure that they look good on mobile. We don't want to have weird mobile emails that are like super wide and you have to scroll to get to the content. People aren't going to read that. And there are a lot of people, especially over the holidays, that are going to be checking their email from their phones. Right? So be super considerate of that. Now, if you use MailChimp or another email marketing service, a lot of them have different formatting that you can apply on the phone. You just have to sort, like there's a tab that you can click for mobile formatting. So they make it really easy. They understand that people are opening our emails on their phones for sure. All right, so number 6 is you can track it. Now, tracking is a pretty big deal because that is going to let you know, especially as the campaign progresses, as the month progresses, who you need to be doing those personal follow-ups with. Let's talk about different ways that you can track it. So method number 1 is you can email it from your inbox. Like you can just email it normally to someone. So that gives us some definite benefits. You can be really personal. The more personal your email is, the better results it will yield. One of a great way to ask for a donation is by making someone a thank you video. You can just do a quick little selfie with your phone. Hey, thank you so much for your donation last year. Yeah? Okay, you get what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be fancy. And then you just plunk it into the email. Vimeo does a kind of neat thing with MailChimp where they can just click on it and it opens in a light box and plays. You guys may have seen that in some of my emails, and we use Vimeo and MailChimp to do those. And then to track your opens in Gmail, try MailTrack, HubSpot Sales, or Boomerang. They all have limited usage for free. So you can see when you decide to track it, you can see if someone has opened your emails or not. And then you can compare that with your donation list. So they opened, but they didn't donate, and they're a great donor, a great supporter. So we need to give them a call. All right. And then for Outlook, you can try HubSpot Sales. I'm a Google girl. I love and hate Google all at the same time. And so I don't have a ton of Outlook options for you. If you do batch send your emails from your general mailbox, make sure that you do it in very small batches. We don't want to trigger a spam filter. We don't want people to think that we're spamming others. And make sure that you include a way for them to unsubscribe if you are doing it, because that is part of the I Can Spam Act that you have to, even if it's just like reply to tell me that you want me to take you off this list. I saw it done really well the other day. From a person who's prospecting me to buy things, but he said, if you're just not interested in this right now, just let me know. Click here. And I'm like, oh, well, that's kind of nice. I guess I'll let him keep emailing me. Okay, so then method number 2 is using MailChimp like we use, or another email marketing service. Now, I kind of sound like a MailChimp promo person right here, but they do have a free account up to 2,500 subscribers that you can use. That's amazing. A lot of people fall into that category. We fell into that category for years. And so you can use that service for sure, and you can still schedule and send your emails. Now, there are tons of tracking in there. You can see who opened your email, what they clicked on. I mean, it's really, really good, especially at the end of the month when you're trying to get every donation that you possibly can. You can go through those email records and just be like, okay, well, this person clicked on it, but they didn't make a donation. So they clearly thought about it. Maybe I need to send them a personal email now. You can do A/B testing in a lot of these systems. Now, A/B testing is awesome, and I would do it whenever you can. The great thing about it is you can test 2 subject lines against one another. And remember, the subject line is really important because it's what's going to make people open the email. So we always A/B test every email. It sends out to a group of your recipients, and it does it for a certain number of emails, and it waits a certain amount of time. And whichever one of those subject lines wins is the one that it sends the rest of the emails with. So it's great for 2 reasons. The first reason is because it gives you a great subject line that will be more likely to be opened. And then the second reason is that it also will help you learn what a good subject line looks like, because you don't know if you can't test, right? Okay, and then, of course, even when you're using this system, make sure that you send it from people that they know. I also feel like if you are a website tracking nerd like myself, you may consider adding UTM parameters to your email links. I did a video about how to do this and why you would do it, but ultimately what happens is some email marketing softwares don't actually track where the traffic is coming from. It doesn't track it as email. And you want to be able to see that those people came in from email and that they made a donation. So You don't necessarily have to do it for me. I really want the Como Gives friends to do it for me. But I did make a video about how to make this happen so that way you can use that same technique to track your own emails. All right, so number 7 is you're going to send this email on time. So what do I mean by that? In one of the emails that I sent you, I was teasing and I said, so this is our biggest and highest converting email, but what is the highest grossing email, right? Let me tell you about it. So the highest grossing email that I send every year and for the last 2 years has been the one that I send on Giving Tuesday. That's one of the reasons that I told you that you need to send that email, right? Okay, so in 2018, our Giving Tuesday email converted at 15.31%, brought in $22,500 in 79 donations. And in 2019, the Giving Tuesday email converted at 24.36%, brought in $25,715, and it was in 76 donations. These people don't even know me. They don't know Como Gives. I mean, they know of Como Gives, but that's not the thing that they support. And when they make it to the website, they have a 24.36% chance of making a donation. That's so great, right? Emails are so good. Make sure that you send them on Giving Tuesday. I'm telling you, friends. Okay, then the highest converting email that I told you about in my email of 2018 and 2019 is my New Year's Eve email. Now, in 2018, the New Year's Eve email converted at 34.75% and brought in $10,178.49 donations. And in 2019, the email converted at 28.11% and brought in $15,089 in 61 donations. Why do these emails work? They work because they capitalize on a time crunch. They're telling people that they have to do something right now. People work better on a deadline. You need to send these 2 emails. Even if you don't send any of the other emails that I told you need to send at the beginning, you need to send an email on New Year's Eve and you need to send one on Giving Tuesday. Because Giving Tuesday is a finite window and they want to be part of that momentum. And the last day of the year is the last day of the year and the last day for tax deduction. So they want to make that donation that day too. So use those days to your advantage. All right, so number 8, the 8th thing that you're going to do to make sure that you have a successful email is you are going to follow up personally. So what do I mean by follow up personally? I mean, as people make donations, follow up personally. As you go through the data and you see who's making a donation and who's just getting to the page and not making a donation, follow up personally. What's so cool about this is, I emailed people with my online fundraising events bootcamp event earlier in the year. And I was like, hey, I noticed that you went to this page, but I noticed that you didn't sign up. What's going on? I think it's probably one of 3 things. And people emailed me back. I had so much gratitude that they just emailed me back and told me, right? And then I had other people that were like, well, since you took the time to email me back, I think I'll actually come. That's awesome. Thanks for reminding me. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is so amazing. So it's a great way to communicate with your donors, to thank them, and make sure that they know that you know them and that you love them. All right. So that was a lot of stuff about emails, wasn't it? Have I sold you on using emails in your year-end fundraising yet? Are you pumped about them? Dang, I'm pumped about them, clearly. All righty. So takeaways from this video. First takeaway is send more emails. And the second takeaway is use the templates that I gave you so that way you can formulate your own awesome emails and you can start working on them now. Well, as soon as I get the templates uploaded, you can start working on them, right? All right, so then the other things that you're going to do is you're going to follow the rules. You're not going to be spammy. You're going to be normal. You're going to be conversational. You're going to make a clear ask. You're going to send from someone that they know. You're going to greet them by name. You can do it in the subject line and make sure that you do it in the body of the email whenever you possibly can. You're going to spell check things so that way when you look like the smart human beings that you are. You're going to track things. You're going to track it because it'll help you understand for the future how to do better. It'll also help you understand what you need to do at the end of the month to keep moving forward on this campaign and put your personal energy into. You are going to send it on time. You're going to make sure that you send it on Giving Tuesday and December 31st. These are super important days. And you should send it all the other days that I suggested, but doggone it, send it these days. Do it for you, do it for me. And then number 8 was you are going to follow up personally when you need to. Okay? All right. So if you guys have more questions about emails, you can hop on into the Nonprofit Marketing with Purpose Facebook page. You can talk back and forth with your peers, and you can also message me, and I would be happy to help you out. Well, happy emailing.
So I know, as awesome as all of these free resources and group learning can be, that sometimes you need just a little bit more attention and one-on-one planning help to sit down and figure out just where to start your year-end campaign. I'm offering a limited number of half-price one-on-one consulting sessions. Schedule between September 28th and October 9th, and your one-on-one 1-hour consulting session will be half off. So that's usually $90 and it's marked down to $45. So to sign up for your session, go to consulting.maycreate.com to reserve your spot today. Now, if you are ready to start planning for 2021, join us for the beta session of our Nonprofit Marketing Management Fundamentals course as I guide a small group of nonprofits through our signature marketing planning program later this fall. Now, for the beta release, all sessions will be presented live with Q&A sessions afterwards for real feedback. I want to know what you need from me, and I want to answer your questions live in this beta release. So together we'll plan your marketing so you can get back to doing what matters most, growing your mission and making an impact on your community. Join the waitlist now at youmaycreate.com/fundamentals. Once again, that's youmaycreate.com/fundamentals. Together, I know that we can make these last few months of 2020 the best part of this year. And with that, my friends, go forth and market with purpose.